Click here anytime to view the. Click here at any time to view. Oh, to be kept by Jesus. Yeah. I'm testing things out. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I see you. I see you right there. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Trying to see what's going on. Live. Okay. Good to see you, Demetrius. Who's this? Yeah. Hey, Demetrius and Molly and Ernestine Freeman. I'm trying some things here. Y'all bear with me here. I'm trying some new software. You can see by the logo at the bottom there. It says Ecamm Live. And I'm just trying to see if I know what I'm doing here. Good to see you, Alan Perkins. Blessings to you. All right. I'm going to talk about this couple things and then go get me something to eat. It's called dinner. Yes. It's called Din Din. There's the credit card, the government credit cards, and Donald Trump and his ability to take medicine for an ailment that he don't have. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. The government decided to give stimulus packages out, as we know, for the past couple months. Some of you were not registered because you didn't file for taxes. All right, you've been hiding. Okay, we've all done that before, and so you'd have to wait because there was no direct deposit. You had to wait until your check got mailed to you. All right. Many of you said you got your checks. Many of you are still waiting. Good to see you, Young and Manuel Doohy. We're trying something new here. This new software here, not new, new to me. It's a couple years old. Yeah, so hear that? I'm gonna be a okay. What I'm doing here, I'm trying to set up these. Did I do that? I'm trying to set up my studio to whereas I can give you some quality programming. And I'm trying to set up my camera so that I can have a few camera angles here, so that I can see you over there, and I can see you over there. I'm gonna bring my piano down and then have a camera pointing to the piano so that y'all can see the full-fledged work of Sir Walter and his madness. There's a method to my madness. So when I finally pay for this program, you won't see that little. You won't see that. Where is it? Right there. You won't see that. It'll be gone. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the checks, shall we? You got yours, Ladell? Well, praise God. She got her check. She got hers. The credit card situation is this. It's convenient, for sure. It is a convenient way to get your money. Good evening to you, the actress. If I was in business, Karen Bale, if I was in control of the money, I would do it in the way that I felt was responsible. Many of you do this when you see poor people on the street and they ask you for, I don't know, $1 or $2 because they want to eat. I don't give them money, but what I will do is I'll take them to get something to eat, especially if they look emaciated, or what's the word? I can't find the word right now. If a man walks up to me and he looks drunk and then he asks me for $1, I would just assume in my heart and my experience that he will want to spend that money on booze. Blessings to you, Marcia. So what I do is I go to take him to the restaurant. That's what the government did when it came time to passing out these stimulus packages. I think what's happening here is a misunderstanding of who the government is. The government is not in the business to go broke or go bankrupt. Thank you, emaciated. The government is in the business to make money and to make sure that we look powerful to the other nations around us. We have to make sure that the economy is always up. The government's job is to make sure that the stock market is always rallying, that we, as much as possible, have a bull market. The government's job is to make sure that the unemployment rate stays down, stays low. Inebriated. Yes. Which one is it? Emaciated or inebriated? I think inebriated is the one that I'm really looking for, Beatrice. All right. So that's the government's job. So from the top down, what happens is in I don't know, when was that? 13, somewhere around there. The government decided to set up a institute called the Federal Reserve Bank. We talk about this a lot. It's not federal, it's not reserve, nor is it a bank. And what does it do? Its job is to make sure that the economy is saved. It's the Superman of the government. And the chair of the Federal Reserve is appointed by the President of the United States, even though the Federal Reserve Bank is not part of the government per se, but they are the bank of the government. I don't care. Like, I mean, what? I really Liddell. Yeah. Okay. Inebriated means drunk. Emaciated means thin from hunger. Okay, I like them both. All right. So, oh yeah. Vince says Pastor Kobe's on. Well, go see your pastor. Go see your pastor. You're gonna learn something over here. Over there, y'all gonna have a good time laughing at Kobe. So what did the Federal Reserve do? When COVID-19 hit and the people began to lose their jobs, and then the stock market began to tank, the Federal Reserve began to pump money into the government so that we can stay afloat. The job of the Federal Reserve is to cut checks, okay, to the Treasury Department of the state of the government, so that the Treasury Department could, disperse that monies into places where there's holes. This is why in 2008 there several corporations were too big to fail, and so they gave them bailouts. They gave the banks the bailouts, the CEOs the bailouts. They gave the car industry the bailout. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and and Lehman Brothers. I don't know. Everybody got a bailout. Bless you to you, Charlie Marlin. Good to see you, Elder Judon. Okay, so the Federal Reserve job is to make sure that stuff don't happen. All right. So this one is unique because for the first time it was a sickness that hit America, which caused us to go for our economy to get hit as bad as it did. All right. So the Federal Reserve decided to do unlimited quantitative easing, okay? And that is pumping as much money as it takes into the economy so that we can stay afloat. How do they do that? Through different ways, all right? They issue checks, stimulus packages to individuals or the taxpayers. They extend unemployment. At least not the Federal Reserve don't do that, but the Congress will pass these laws to extend this. The Federal Reserve job is to cut the check. The job of the government is to disperse the monies. And the government, what they do is they give the monies to your local banks. All right. Then the banks got to figure out how to disperse this money to you who are customers of that bank. All right. It's the best system that they have, but it can be crazy and diluted. And you'll see also some racial discriminatory or lending and giving there, because that's why Ruth Chris was able to get all of that millions of dollars, and the poor mom and pop couldn't get any of it. All right, because the banks decided this corporation, they've borrowed money from Chase Bank. They've borrowed millions of dollars and they paid it back, and they got a good rapport with them. You never borrowed money. You just got a bank account here. So, of course, they're going to give it to the larger corporations first. They need to do their debit card. I work a bank, and we are getting hit hard. Those checks, OT every day since these checks were released. Ooh, Steve, there you go. You got one right here. Levels she's upset. Okay. All right, and so for the first time in American history that I know of, the Federal Reserve decided to go into the stock market, began to put money into the market. We have never seen this before. Uh, the problem with 2008, bailing out the airlines and the cars and the banks and what have you, was these corporations were getting money from the government, and then what they were doing, they were buying back their stock, so that so that it can make the stock look more presentable, more palatable. It makes the company look strong, and all they're doing is taking money out of one bag and putting it into the other. That's what buying stock, your own stock, is. If you are United Airlines, or if you're Citicorp, or if you are Apple, all right, you got all this money from the bailout, and then you take that money, and then instead of doing what the money was supposed to do, which was to trickle down to your employees, you understand, or to help you invest and build so that you can create more jobs. What they were doing was they were hoarding that money and then buying stock with it and turning it over that way. Well, how long was that going to go on? It went on as long as it could until, bam, the bottom fell out, and now the shipping industry need to bail out. All of the airlines need to bail out. The banks not so much just yet. Several other places need bailouts. Everybody needs a bailout, all right, because they were buying back their stock. So the CARES Act, when it came into play, they were distributing that money to the local banks, but they were not telling the banks how to give that money. They was not giving them it was confusing to the banks. That's why Ruth Chris was able to get all of that money. Okay, now some of those companies did give that money back, but it was crazy. And then the companies, then they still were trying to buy back their stock. All right, and so they decided to pass another bill. All right, so that they would not be able to do that, and they offered the PPP, the payroll protection plans, okay, so that you can't fire your employees. You got to keep them on for a certain amount of months, all right? And this is why there's so many airplanes in the sky still today. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you go online and look at all of the airplanes in the sky, I forgot what is it? Is it NORAD? I don't know. You'll see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of airplanes in the sky, even though 90% of the people are not flying anymore. Why are they in the sky? Many of them in the sky, and there are only 1, 2, 3 people on that plane. I just came from Atlanta. I flew. There was 30 people on that flight flying there, and less people flying back. Why was that? They have to fly because the government gave them billions of dollars to fly. Whether that plane is empty or not, they have to fly because there are other little small towns, little rural towns, little areas in the crevices, in the cracks, in the bayou areas that if they did not fly, they couldn't get to those people. And it's not just people in the air flying, but there's your packages up there. Whenever you ship something from UPS and USPS and FedEx and all these other places, your packages are in the air. You understand? So it's not just civilians in the air flying from place to place to go see grandma. What's in the air also are your packages. So they needed to get that bailout so that your mail can get from to and fro. So that's why sometimes you'll see cargo planes up there, whatever you call those planes up there, and then you see planes where, for people to fly from to and fro. Okay? It's important. It was needed. They'll issue a debit card to people that don't have the bank. Yes, that's it, Phil. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Meaning the Federal Reserve, not the U.S. government, will soon be the direct owner of a bunch of companies. That's it. That's exactly it, Deanne. So the Federal Reserve buys stock into the U.S. government. They buy bonds, okay? And they are becoming a part of the stock market, which we've never seen before. And so they begin to own everything like China. All right. So these bailouts are very important. The credit cards. So these are prepaid cards, pretty much like your debit cards. All right. So they decided to issue these cards because it is convenient for the government to issue these cards for several reasons. One, because it lowers down on the possibility of fraud and the mail getting snatched and stuff like that. I had somebody send me a check in the mail and it never came. You understand what I'm saying? So stuff like that. It's easier, and yes, they can track you, but it's not so much about the tracking, even though they can track you. I got this I'm looking at my webcam here, and people can tap into the webcam when I shut this off. They can. So that's why now they're building webcams with covers on them. You can just close the cover when it's not used. So yes, the ability to track you is there, but the way around that is to take that prepaid card and pull the cash off of it. And if you go to any ATM, per the government, they said you could take that prepaid card to the ATMs and pull that money out, and you will not be penalized for it. There won't be a fee for pulling that money off of that card. You understand? So therefore, you won't be tracked. But the purpose, the main purpose of giving you that credit card, this is Sir Walter speaking. The main purpose of giving you that credit card is that you do not save that money, because saving the stimulus package don't help the government. The government is giving you that money. They really loaning it to you. All right, not loaning it to you meaning that they're going to charge you for it in your next year's tax return. No, not that. But in a sense, psychologically, they are loaning it to you because they want you to do something with it. They have invested in you with your own money, because it's tax money. They have invested in you, and so what they want you to do is to reinvest back into the economy. So psychologically, if a person have a credit card in their hand that is not attached to their bank like your usual debit card, psychologically, you're going to think you got extra money, and psychologically, you're going to want to spend it when you walk by a store, if your state is open. When you're online looking at stuff on Amazon, you're going to use that card and not your usual bank card. That's right, Deborah Ware. So they want you to spend the money in the economy. That's what stimulus package means. Stimulus means to shake up the economy. All right? So that's all it is. It's just a loan. They want you to recycle that money back into the economy, go out there and buy you some shoes. So when you see all these African Americans in what state was that, where the Air Jordans are on sale, and the lines are wrapping around that store for some Air Jordans, and for I don't know how much they cost. All right, what is that? That's actually stimulating the economy. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. Let's put it that way. It's unfortunate. But that's actually stimulating the economy, and these folk don't even realize that they're being used as puppets. Buy a new Bible, that money. Yeah, you understand? So that's what the stimulus package is supposed to do. It's supposed to stimulate the economy, put it back into the economy. I personally don't suggest you do that if that is your only means of income that's coming in. You don't know when they're going to pass this other bill. It passed the House. It's kind of got rejected in a sense by the Senate. All right, even some Democrats rejected this new bill. It's a great bill, but it's too expensive. It does things that's going to cost America trillions of dollars if they do pass it. And I don't know no Republican that would rightfully pass such a bill when the Republican Party was built. Their foundation is on capitalism and small government. So if you're going to give that kind of money, that kind of package to the people, that enlarges the government, and that is totally against the stands of the Republican Party. They're also against a lot of these social programs, all right, and giving to the poor as much, and it's pretty much, they feel that it's making you lazy, giving you a sense of entitlement, and so you don't want to work because you're getting more in an unemployment check than you would working at your business at McDonald's or something like that. You making $5-6 an hour working on a job, but you're getting a $1,000 check every month for not working. That's what they feel, and I get it. It makes sense. That money is sitting in my emergency fund. Come on, Bridget, there you go. I saved mine. It's mine anyway. I'm not stimulating nothing. Fernetta says, all right. So yeah, so that's what's going on. Now I want to show y'all station identification. This program here is a great program. Okay, this is right here. You see, you got different windows here. It just tells you what's going on the screen. You can't see the screen, but I can, and I can do different things on the screen. I love this piece of software. It's really great. Again, it's been around for a while. It's just that I'm trying to learn it, and I'll have different cameras around me, which will give me different angles. Because sometimes I'll go over to my Mac over here because I want y'all to see a certain video. So now I can record my screen instead of walking away from you. I can actually record the screen. My piano, I can now bring it towards me, and then I can have a camera angle on the piano, and then I can play, and I have to worry about all that other stuff. So I love this program. Again, it's called Ecamm Live, and I'm not really promoting it for money, but if it's working, I hope they give me a check for it. All right. It's too big for me to learn in one night. And there is a psychology behind plopping down a credit card as opposed to cash. Yes, the eagle of the yes, that's exactly it. I wanted to finish that, so I'm glad you brought that up, Amber Rogers. Do you know when we get the card? Have they said when we get in the card? Yeah, I heard it. This week they're shipping. That's what I heard. D Smith. It's called Ecamm Live. It should be on the screen. Yeah, it's right there in the corner. Ecamm Live, right there in the corner. It's free right now. I'm not paying anything for it, but you're probably gonna need to update it to the pro version, so you can get rid of that watermark, and you can also I can simultaneously do my lives on YouTube and Facebook. Right now, I'm just doing Facebook because there's too much going on. It's too much going on. Good evening to you, Beverly. Blessings to you. Look at everything you can do now in the bunker. Come on. LaShonda, come on. That's it. Yeah, that's it. D Smith, you said the card has to go through the Senate first. Not the card. Are you talking about the they've been talking about that card for many weeks now, trying to get that out. But this other proposal, this new bill that they got, that needs to clear the Senate. Yeah, not the card, but the bill needs to clear the Senate. Yeah, Beverly, I've been pretty busy. All right, so I'm with Amber. Psychologically, having a card in your hand makes you feel like you got extra money and you want to spend it, especially if it's not tied to your account. All right, sometimes I do that with my several credit cards. I'm like, you know what, I don't want to lose my bank account, because it's psychologically, I need that money to stay there, but I got this card I ain't used in a while. Let me use this. I'll pay it back. You're thinking I'll pay it back. Okay, maybe I'm mixing something else. Yeah, D Smith, that's what's going on. It's really the bill. Send that money into my personal account, no card device. I have even gotten a check, so I'm surely not sitting back waiting on you have even gotten, or you have never gotten a check. Oh yeah, the answer says she ain't got hers. That's a shame, because I know a lot of people who got the card. But I know just as many people who didn't get the card. All right, so that's my take on the whole credit card, prepaid card, a debit card, whatever it is. That's my whole take on it. When the card comes, if you don't trust yourself, I suggest you just pull the money off of the card and deposit it in your bank account. Understand? And leave it alone and take care of your bills and what have you. Don't go out there trying to spend it. It may seem anti-government, but I'm sorry. The government has not been fair in so many ways. Yes. Thank you, Lenore. She's putting the name of the Ecamm Live down there. We haven't gotten the check yet. See, D Smith ain't got it yet either. All right. Last but not least, Donald Trump is a drug pusher. Here goes where it gets hard. 2 days I did a show, and I was talking about how churches can do about their finances, and it took me 28 minutes to get to it, because one of our brothers here decided to say something about making a comparison with COVID to the flu, and it took me a while to get there. And YouTube got upset. One of the brothers on YouTube said, "You see, these preachers. That's why the church, the people can't take the church serious because you preachers. Why don't you get to the word of God?" I'm like, "Hey man, hey, bro. You mean tell me I'm the only one? Am I the only one on the YouTube spheres that you can go to? Number one, number two, are you not that patient to wait 20 minutes for me to get to it? Number three, you do know there's a fast forward button on YouTube. There's a fast forward button. You just go, okay, right over there. Number three or number four. Number four, I pinned a post when I put it up there. I says, fast forward to 28 minutes because I sure wasted a lot of time at the beginning. I pinned it when I posted the show. You didn't see the pin post? I mean, people will go to a gospel play, a mud deer play, and sit for an hour and a half or longer and leave there excited, don't complain or nothing. But when the Sir Walter Jones decide to deliver the message the way I do, you get upset. Well, I ain't the only one giving financial advice. Go somewhere else and get it. They are coming in phases. Yes, what is happening with all those all those checks is all over in the system. That's yes. Yeah, I know Pitts people don't read. And speaking of that, Pitts. Speaking of that, getting back to Donald Trump, the problem I see here with Donald Trump and this hydrochloroquine, never could say it right, is right. Thank you, Amber Ryder. She said number 5. This is the Sir Walter Jones Show. That's funny. That's pretty good though. Is while I was reading on the wall, did y'all see the comment from who was that? Who says she takes hydrochloroquine for this ailment that she have. She has a prescription for it. Did y'all see it on my wall? And she says now it's difficult for her to get it, and she's running out of her supply because now the government has taken a hold of it because Donald Trump opened his mouth and became a drug pusher and say, try it. What do you have to lose? Well, guess what you can lose? You can lose your life. And this thing is bad on the heart. Number 3, he's talking about how many first responders, what do you call the people? All right, but he said hundreds of them are taking it. No, they're not. And he said the doctors are approving it. No, they're not. There's nothing out there. The doctors are baffled by what he said the other day. They were baffled by it. And his own people, when he says, I'm taking the drug, and you heard a gasp in the room where he was outside, wasn't he? You heard a gasp by everybody. Even the White House was like, oh, God, he's doing this again. And then he threw his doctor under the bus. He threw his doctor under the bus. The system is antiquated and wasn't built to handle the pandemic. Yes, that's true. What are you saying here? Yeah, hydrochloroquine. That one right there. Clarence says, what about individual stats are a dependent? Would they receive one too? Clarence, I'm not sure what you're talking about because if you have children, there is you do get a kickback for each child. This new bill will give you even more, like $2,000 a month, plus was it $500 I think per child, something like that. Yes, it's making it difficult for those who have lupus. Yes, it's really bad, y'all. Healthcare workers, yeah, is the lie he told. Healthcare workers, yes. Pitts, she has lupus and osteoarthritis. I can't even say that one right there. So y'all talking about the woman who posted on my wall. So she can't get a refill because he spoke. Lupus patients and others are having problems getting this drug because folks are hoarding it. And guess who's hoarding it, y'all? Can y'all take a wild guess? Can y'all take a wild guess? Bridget says $1,200 per child. Can y'all take a wild guess who's hoarding it? All right, it depends on your voting block. Who's hoarding it? And this is why it's important that people of prominence not speak, not overly or speak and not think it out. That's why one thing I appreciated about Barack Obama, even though I didn't vote for him twice, he paused a lot. Yes, he was a very patient man. He paused a lot. But can you imagine if he was the president during this time of pandemic? And again, I'm not Democrat nor Republic, but I'm a people's person, and personality-wise, character-wise, I believe that Barack Obama would have handled this differently, and he would have wore a mask. I believe it with my heart of hearts. Why? Because he had put in a committee, a pandemic committee in place. And everything that, since Trump came in office in 2016, everything that Barack Obama had put in place, he exited, he got rid of, he fired, he killed, he destroyed. So then when the pandemic came, we were not ready. Yes. Tobias says hydrochloroquine has potentially added to the body count because of its serious possible side effects like liver and kidney damage, heart failure, and cardiac arrest, and by creating a shortage of the drug for patients with lupus whose disease flares when they don't have it. Man, I'm trying to tell you, yes, the supporters, the repubs, the Trumpers. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, and it's very dangerous. It's quite dangerous. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think that Donald Trump is actually taking that drug? Do y'all think he was actually taking that drug for a couple of weeks? Do you really think he asked his doctor, "What can I take this drug?" And the doctor says, "Sure, no problem. If you want to take it." That's what he said. Do y'all really think that happened? All right. Do you really think that happened? Huh? Put it in the comments. He would have worn a mask because it's what the CDC is recommending. To me, a good leader, you need to do what you're asking the people to do. Exactly. So he toured a mask factory. He toured a mask factory and didn't wear a mask. Everybody else around him was wearing the mask. To my question, y'all saying nope. Bridget said nope. D'Amica says nope. Liddell says nope. Pitt says nope. Marcia says nope. I think he was lying. Beverly said nope. It happened on the spot. That's why it shocked everybody. It shocked his doctor. But his doctor couldn't turn on him. That's why his doctor had to make a statement today. But he didn't address the elephant in the room. That's the world we live in, y'all. He's stupid enough to do it, but I believe he didn't. Charlie Milam. He tore everything Obama put in place. Yes, I know. Obama loves his family and his community, just like he wore that silly little helmet on that, right, the bicycle. Yeah, he would have wore a mask, Amber. I believe in my heart of hearts he would have done that. He may be taking some other type of hallucinogen. Yes, McPhee. He don't even want to take his high blood pressure pills. I know, y'all. Danny says, I don't care. I'm not going to read the rest. Okay? So that's really what I wanted to come and talk about. I want to talk about the credit card fiasco and the Donald Trump and this thing that he just did, a very dangerous thing. Now we have to pray for those who have these underlying issues and lupus and is it malaria? Is it a treatment for malaria as well? Weed. He's smoking something. Yeah, I know. It's sad. All right. So that's who y'all voted. Y'all like, me? I ain't voted him in. Yeah, many of y'all did. Your pastors and your parents voted him in because he was for the church, and for two reasons, kind of three reasons why he's in office today: because of religion, and because of Jerusalem, and because of immigration. Those are the three things, the three reasons why he's in office. Lastly, maybe abortion. You understand? But those are the reasons. And who are the ones who are rallying around those four things? Well, that's why some of the black preachers were sprinkled in there in the voting because of the church, what he said to the church, about the church, and how he's going to rescue the church, and how you can say Merry Christmas now, like we couldn't say Merry Christmas. Hey, man, I just don't understand it. Yeah, snorting Adderall. Y'all crazy. It's for patients with osteoporosis, rheumatoid, sarcoidosis, lung immune system, and loop. Come on, Lenora Griffin, you better educate me. You better teach this thing. Yes, or taking psych, psychiatric. Yeah, he taking something, but no, I think he's just there's just a he has a cognitive decline. Narcissism is a very serious thing, and it doesn't get better without treatment. It does not get better. I don't think he's taking it without cause. I think he's taking it for medical reasons. Several weeks ago, Trump looked extremely sick. I believe he may have COVID-19 and was treated for it. Yeah, and that could be the case. I'll tell y'all later. I put something in my post a month or two ago, and I hid it in there, and I'll release it. Yeah, because Beatrice, you're onto something. God is speaking. Donald Trump is America's judgment, not in the way that white evangelicals thinking and preaching about, and some of you black preachers are preaching about. Donald Trump is not King Cyrus as much as he is King Saul. He is a king who God did not intend to be, but because of his permissive will, he used this man to punish the Israelites, and that's what he's doing right now with you. And in our Sunday school lessons over the past few months, God has been using the Chaldeans to teach the Jews a lesson. And it didn't seem fair, but God was judging them by using a tyrant, someone who is a controller who has the mentality of a king. This is why he looked up and says, I'm the savior. He said, no one could fix it but me. Oh, he said, I'm the chosen one. That's what he said, okay? He said, no one can fix it but me. And it's always me, 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 me. And when the people are hungry and they're sick, and even when they're dying, he wants to know, why aren't they putting the cameras on him? When he went to Puerto Rico, he was doing this. He was doing this, all right? Wow, did y'all see how many people was watching? Did y'all see how much they praised me? Okay, that's what so that man is a judgment. He's a judgment on our nation. And if you can't see it that way, you're going to miss something very vital. Yes, he was revealing it to us. Narcissism. All right, it's a horrible disease. It's a horrible mental illness, and it is there's a dividing line. There's a thin line between destruction and sanity. Okay, there's a dividing line, and again, as he gets older, he gets worse. Look at the old Donald Trump and look at the new Donald Trump. It's a cognitive decline. It gets worse and worse till when you take someone who's sick like that and put them in the most powerful position in the world, it is the most dangerous thing that you could do, because he single-handedly can kill many people with his words, with his mouth. And that's what's happening. Donald Trump is that thing that evangelicals prayed for but knew not what they asked. Exactly. Amber Rogers, this is buyer's remorse. And the reason why they're sticking with him is because they can't show that they made the mistake. That in itself is a narcissistic move. You understand? It's a narcissistic move. And so this is why he can't say, I'm sorry, or I made a mistake, or I misspoke. Whatever he says or does, and if it's wrong, he has to stick with that. That is a narcissist. They have to stick with it until the very end. That lie becomes a stronger and deeper lie, bigger lie, okay? They have to stick with the lie. Remember when the hurricanes came and on the map, he drew a circle around Alabama, and the National Oceanic and whoever it was says that hurricane is not going to Alabama. But because he drew it on Alabama and they told him it's not going there, he had to defend his stands, because this sickness tells you I can't apologize. I can't be wrong. So now I have to create a storm. I have to create a storm around this circle so the people can see that it was coming this way. It have to. I have to fit this square in the round peg. That's the sickness, and it is quite dangerous. Yes, President Trump needs to know that, and humble is the way. Johnny Lingle, amen, amen. All right. So my brother has been saying for 3 years he is going to get us killed. Well, he has killed. I believe he has already done that. I believe he has already done that. People, especially those who are trying to cross the borders, immigration, taking those kids from their families. All right, and many of them, it took them months to find their children, and I don't even know if still they found their children. All right, what is that? What is that? The people who put him in office, he was doing their biddings, and some of them, I believe in my heart, and I've seen them on news say, I messed up. I made a mistake by voting for this man. I made a mistake for rallying for him, donating to the cause, all right? In our churches, doing this and doing that. And that's why Charismatic, is it Charisma magazine or Christian something magazine? They turned on him. And it was a shock throughout the white evangelical community that this magazine that we have subscriptions to in our churches, they were like, picketing, saying, how could you dare turn on our king, our God? This system is bad, y'all. It's bad. And then, yes, Tobias, Obamagate. What is it? Nobody know what it is. Because it came out of his mouth, it must be defended. You understand? So who defends it? White House have to defend it. His Republican cohorts from Congress and the Senate. Mitch McConaughey, okay, he's got to defend it. Fox News must defend it. They must. You understand? The vice president must defend it. All right? Even though it's a lie, even though there is no gate, they must stand behind it. So what is this doing? One man is causing destruction on the entire nation. Donald Trump is God's judgment on this nation. All right, that's it for me. I'm done. Believe it or not. Clock keeper, where am I? I gotta get used to all this stuff. Stuff is everywhere. I got lights, cameras in action, and I don't know even how to turn this off. I don't even know how to stop this. So y'all hang with me here because I gotta figure out how to even turn this off. Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Cause I don't even know how to turn this off. Nobody taught me how to do it. 42 minutes? Oh, okay. Well, it look like y'all gonna be with me for a while because I don't know how to stop the. Oh, there it is. It's up there in the corner. I couldn't see it. It was like it says finish. All right. Okay. All right, y'all. I appreciate it. Hey, Alexa, say good night to the people.
Good night. Talk to you tomorrow.
Aw. It's not as sexy, but aw. Thank you. Watch this. Hey, Alexa, I love you.
I'm flattered. Thank you.
She flattered, y'all. It's on and popping tonight. What do you say? Press play, then press stop. All right, Josh Reese, what are you saying here? Do I use my do I use my phone or webcam for this live? Oh, for this live, I'm not using my phone. Here's my phone. For the first time, not for the first time, but I'm not using my phone. I'm using my phone to look at you guys, but I don't even have to do that anymore because I'm looking at the screen on this Ecamm Live, and I'm using my Logitech 930A webcam, not the webcam that's on the computers. Those suck. You gotta go and buy you a nice webcam, all right? And unfortunately, for many of you who did not buy this stuff early in life, price gouging is going on. So this camera here my Logitech, which I've only paid maybe $80, $90 last year for. You go on Amazon and you might have to pay $300 for that same camera. All right. Um, um, this microphone here, I bought it last year. Okay, I paid maybe $60. Well, it's 100 and something now. Okay, cords are they price gouging cords, everything in my this camera here. All right, in order to do a stream live, you got to have a cam link, which would have normally cost just a few dollars. Now you got to spend $300 just for the cam link, that little card right there, $300. All right, why? Because everybody is live streaming. Everybody's live streaming. That is doctors and lawyers, and the schools, the students and the teachers are streaming. Of course, the churches must stream, okay, and then the TV stations and the radio station, everybody's streaming, and so that's why sometimes y'all are on here, and then you see it freeze and stuff like that, because more people are streaming now than ever before. So with that, the suppliers couldn't keep up, so everything is out of stock. And if they're in stock, you're going to pay 3 times that. God blessed me to receive a tech grant. Praise God. God is blessing in the pandemic. God knows. Amen. Josh Reach, blessings to you. I enjoyed your prayer yesterday, or was it this morning? I don't know what day it is, but I was enjoying your prayer. Logitech, it's the Logitech 930A, Tobias. Not saying you have to get that. I just like it. There's a 9. Most people will go with the Logitech 922. Logitech 922. It's just as good, but this gives you more field, more wide angle, and it works great, with lighting. Okay, so next time y'all see me, I'll be a little more together. Yeah. All right. So again, this Ecamm Live is a great software if you want to use it. If not, go with OBS. OBS is just as good. It's just that I needed this to do some other things for me as a music producer and as a vlogger. I wanted to do something else. Yes, Tobias. 930A is what I'm using, but you don't have to spend that kind of money. Just get the 922. All right. Oh, okay, Josh Reed, you just looked it up. Yes. All right. So everybody's live streaming. All right. So you got to make sure, though. For those of you who are here for the show is over. So we're talking tech talk right now. For those of you who are used to doing your YouTube videos and your Facebook lives and all that darkness and all that blurriness and you can't hardly hear nobody talk. Okay, those days are over. The people are getting used to quality programming, and so you got to stop being cheap. Get your butt out there and buy you some good equipment. All right. You got to stop being cheap. All right. So put some money away aside or get on some kind of payment or something, what have you. If you're going to be serious, you got to go all the way. So that's what I did. I started raising money for this stuff here. And I bless all of you who I call your names on Sunday nights for my shows. I bless all of you when y'all give to the Sir Walter Jones Show. It helps me to purchase all this equipment. And this is nothing compared to what I just had to buy on Amazon, which ain't going to get here for another week or two. Stuff that's supposed to come tomorrow, I can't get it to 2 weeks. Why? Because back order. Stuff that I really need to do what I need to do. All right? So I'm going to plug this into it so that I can have a DSLR shooting. And I'll use my Logitech over here. And you can also use your phone without having to plug it in. There's a software that you put on your phone, and the software picks up this software remotely, and then I can have the phone filming maybe my piano, and so you can have several cameras. So people think that you're in a studio, a TV studio, but you're at home in the bunker, LaShonda. All right, and have a good microphone. This is a great USB mic. And if I be sure that this is love beyond compare. Okay, If not, go with the lapel mic. All right, that's what this is all about. Get you a inexpensive $20 lapel mic that plugs directly into your iPhone. Click, and that's it. That's all you need. Put it right there. And this is what I use to do most of my videos. See, I'm used to looking in that screen right there. So if it doesn't seem like I'm looking at you, it's because I got to get used to seeing that webcam. I need to look into that screen and not over here. Because I think I'm so used to doing Facebook Live into my phone. So I'm used to looking into my phone. Well, it doesn't work that way with Ecamm. You need to be looking into the camera. All right. So Amazon has been a blessing to all of us. What's that camera you have? I have the Nikon D3300. Nikon D3300. And you don't even have to go that high. You just don't. Because everything, the secret to great programming is lights. Lights. Lights, lights, lights. Some of the cheapest stuff I've used, it looked like it was expensive HD quality, 4K quality because I turned on the lights. Get you good lighting in your place, and you'd be surprised what you can do with inexpensive equipment. I use what is it? Irion webcam app and yes, convert my phone as a webcam. Yes, that's it. I use to turn your phone into a webcam. I use another software. I can inbox. I'll have to inbox it to you. I forgot the name of it. Starts with an I, something like that. All right. There's a lot of competitors out there. Okay. So that's my tech talk right there. So those of you who want to get started in doing your live streams, I hope that helped you out. Just rewind this, and you can be up and going. You know, and you don't have to spend so much money to do it. There's a lot of cheap ways around it because I was getting ready to buy a $300 Cam Link card. All right, I was getting ready to shove out $300 until I went on YouTube, and I looked at 100 videos on how to get around it, and then I finally found one person, all right, that says, no, man, just use the cord that came with your camera. Just use that cord and plug it into Ecamm, and it'll pick up your DSLR like that. You don't have to worry about getting that Cam Link for $300. I was like, man, you just saved me $300. All right. All right, so the churches are getting ready, y'all. The churches are getting ready, man. They getting ready to go crazy. All right, here's the pop filter here. A couple dollars for the pop filter. That is for this here. If I wanted to be a little fancy with it, that's what this would be. Okay, there's just so many ways, so many things that you could do, you know, to you got the mini iPad, stuff that you already have around the house. You can use it for cameras. All right, so I can download the software for my iPad, download the software for my phone, and I got 2 camera angles. All right, you churches, are y'all paying attention? Without plugging them in, you don't have to worry about that. I got 2 camera angles. You understand? So one man is operating all the cameras. You don't have to hire a staff to do all this stuff. You will want to have somebody working the software, that's for sure. All right. And the way around that is I ordered a hard box. The DJs use this box a lot, and I'll show y'all later on when I'm not yapping at the mouth. But there's a outboard box that you can use, and just keep it in your hand, and you can hit the camera angles all you want to in your hand, and no one's the wiser. All right. Man, you're in 4K resolution this evening. Man, come on, Brentig, I ain't playing. I ain't playing. Tobias says Cash App, Sir Walter J. And here I can type in my Cash App information right in here, and it'll pop up on Ecamm. Sir Walter J is my Cash App. All right, and bam, it'll all be there. My logo will be there. So it's a great system. Again, Ecamm is great. But go with OBS if you don't want to pay that $25 a month or $240 a year, which I prefer paying. Go to OBS, and it does mostly everything that you see here. Okay? All right. Sorry, Clock Keeper. My bad. Regina says Switcher. Yeah, Switcher. There it is. If you go to my Kojic Rebuke, video on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, you'll see all of the systems I told y'all you need to use. Right now, most people are using StreamYard or Switcher. More and more people are uh, being introduced to Ecamm Live, Blue Jean, those, and another one called Wire something. Okay, thank you, Clock Keeper. Gotta go. I love y'all. Oh, she said goodbye already. Where's my tissue? Gotta go eat. Hit the share button, will you please? Share it around the world so that the whole world can hear the gospel of Jesus Christ. A little bit of gospel there. It was only a little bit of gospel this time. All right, where y'all at? Oh, you're right there. Let's see if this works. Bye.